After developing weird musical instruments and experiments, we reached the instrument. You're actually playing music with your hand movements most of the time with most instruments, and this was this kind of very intuitive way to make music without knowing any musical theory or having very specific techniques, but just using your hands. And I could see like children and adults who never played really quickly creating beats and making music. My first company was kind of an innovation lab. We used to play around with creating solutions for people with disabilities to play music. And this culminated in an event called Discotheque, where we had different groups of makers and developers and designers form around different people with different issues and help them play in new ways. The pleasure or the joy of making music can be given to anybody, but sometimes there are big obstacles, bigger than not having a technique or not having an instrument. And in that case, the solutions need to be more specific. It takes a lot of time and effort and energy and the talent of many people to create these kinds of things, but they're not always scalable, and they tend to help one person, two people to play music, where potentially we could help more people do more. The project I'm most involved in right now is called Tongo. It's basically the world's first tongue-computer interface. Or you can think about it like smart braces that you put into your mouth, and then you can use your tongue instead of your hands to control the devices around you. So you can use your tongue to control a wheelchair or a smartphone or basically anything that's Bluetooth enabled. The tongue is a really interesting part of the body because it sustains almost any kind of injury, spinal cord injuries, and almost everybody has a very, very intuitive orientation in their mouths with their tongue. It's like a third arm. If you play around with it right now in your mouth, you can choose which tooth you want to touch. You can slide between two teeth. This ability to use your tongue to operate devices in the real world is fascinating. And so the first iteration of this, we had the actual braces in the mouth and then a part of the device outside of your mouth on your body. But the version we're completing right now fits completely into the mouth in a very discreet way. And then you can really use your tongue to control your wheelchair or your smartphone or potentially your gaming devices or whatever you want without having any visible trace of it.
It's amazing, amazing. I never thought I could move the wheelchair without my hand. The skies are not the limit.
There's this sweet spot where what you really love doing, what you would do even if no one would tell you or ask you to, meets something that the world around you needs. In the nexus where these two things meet, there's often some kind of deep reward, internal or external or both. I think about it less like a place you get to and more like a North Star in the sky, something that helps us orient ourselves when everything keeps changing all around us, a treasure map to guide us on our journey.